Here we are at Hankster's Hot Rods here in Homer City, Pennsylvania, and I am John Oakes. I'm going to go over this vehicle you see sitting beside me today. This is a 1971 Dodge Dart Swinger. As you can see, our car done here in this beautiful black exterior here, all the way down the sides, over the top. We do have a white stripe on the back that we'll take a look at when we get back there. But as you can see, all of our bright work on this car is in excellent condition. It's all straight, all nicely polished up. We've got our factory hood here with the dual hood scoops on it. We also have some of that bright work right on the front edges of those hood scoops. Got the 340 emblems here on the sides of those hood scoops also to help signify what is underneath the hood on this car. Now on our Dart here, it came with the option with the fender mounted turn signals. So you'll be able to see when your turn signals are from inside the interior of the car there. All of our lenses with like our reflectors for our side markers here and everything, those are all in great shape. All of the metal on this car is superb. I mean, nice and straight the whole way down the sides. All of the fit and finish on this car is just as good as can possibly be. Your gaps and your elevations on all of our panels, our doors with our fenders and our quarters are all in alignment. All body lines all line up very nicely on this car. The paint has a tremendous shine to it. So again, no issues there. Dodge Dart Swinger on the front fender there to tell us what the car is. And then as far as wheels and tires, they kept with a very classic and traditional look. Got the 14-inch factory Mopar rally wheels with your trim rings and center caps. And then on those wheels, they have a set of BFGoodrich, the Silvertown Radials, but they are the Redline. So again, it gives it that nice classic look. On our car, we've got both mirrors, both the driver and passenger side. Of course, the driver's side is a remote mount mirror. Glass on this car is in excellent shape too. There's no chips or cracks in any of the glass. All of our trim and moldings on all of our windows are in great shape. Your drip rail molding here, you can see how nice that is. One thing that we always look at too on these cars is right through the rain gutters here. We want to make sure that our paint and how smooth it is very nice in there, and that it is on this car. We're going to go ahead and open our door up, take a quick look inside. As you can see, this car, it's got the black carpeting in it, but it's got the white upholstery in it. So you got your front bench seat with seat belts, the rear bench seat also. The black carpeting, like I said, the white factory dash in here with all factory instrumentation. It is a 4-speed car, so you'll see that down on the floor there as well. And then it does have a few aftermarket gauges, mainly being the water temperature gauge, and they've added a tack in there since it is a 4-speed car. You also have factory heater controls and your factory radio too in the car. So all of that, all very much original looking inside. As we work our way back again, all the panels on this thing, the long quarter panels on it, all in very nice straight condition. We come around the back of the car. Of course, we've got this big chrome back bumper here. Once again, chrome is in excellent condition. No pitting on this bumper. Got the little bumper guards here. Your tail lights, those lens covers, those are in good shape. Don't see any cracks or chips in those. And you can see the trunk fitment on this car too. Very, very nice. Your gaps on all the sides up around the front there, all of that is in nice condition, fitted up really well. And again, your elevations here are all good. Back window, nice curved glass in here. Again, no chips or cracks. All the bright work here, the molding around the windows are in great shape too. We will open our trunk lid up, take a look inside. So there's our trunk open now. As you can see, the underside of the trunk painted that nice shiny black as the rest of the car there. All of your trunk seals and weather stripping here in excellent shape. You will not see any cracks or any kind of chunks out of those. It meets right in the center here. This is going to seal up very, very nice. You see your decal up here. This is your jack instruction decal. Again, keeping it looking very original underneath here. You've got a set of floor mats, a nice trunk mat in here too. Again, that is in really nice condition. And we have the original style bumper jack in there mounted up in the side just as it should be. So again, all of this looks pretty much just the way it would have from the factory. We'll close it up. And again, I mentioned that we have that white stripe back here. This does appear to be a vinyl stripe. So if for some reason you wanted to change it out or whatever, not that there's any reason to, it's in great shape. But again, it is done in the vinyl there so that you would be able to do that. Again, we'll come around the passenger side. Not too much more to go over here. Again, it's all the same stuff. Wheels, tires, all of that. Nice straight body here. And again, gaps and elevations are dead on. Glass in great shape. Drip rail moldings, all of that. We'll just open our door up, take a look at the interior from this side. So again, you'll just notice there's no rips or tears in any of the seat upholstery. Door panels are in great shape. Carpeting, no fading or tears in that either. So again, interior is all in great shape. Doors shut very nice and easy and nice and tight. Again, we come the rest of the way around the car here, and we'll get to the front end now. So again, this is just your traditional 71 Dodge Dart nose on this car. Nice chrome front bumper. Again, no pitting on any of that bumper in the hood. Again, this is steel hood. You've got your hood scoops here with the chrome on the leading edge of those dual scoops. Again, you can see the turn signals, the fender mounted turn signals here a little better now since we're on the front of the car now. So we're going to go ahead and open our hood up now. That way we can talk about the engine. There we go. Okay, so we got our factory steel hood open here. All of your seals that should be present are here. So you got the seal kind of right back here behind the leading edge of the hood. You've got all of your insulation all tied up just as it should. You don't see any of that hanging down. You don't see any of it ripped or torn. So all of that looks very nice. Under our hood here, we've got a 340 cubic inch Mopar engine. You can see factory style air cleaner with all the factory decals on it. It's all painted, so this is all cast components, your intake and your heads. Even's got the stock cast exhaust manifolds on it. It is a power steering and power brake car. It's disc brakes up front, drums on the back. Our car even still retains the fender tag there with all of the codes on it. This is a factory radiator here too. Got the shroud on it as well. And then it's also got all of the factory air conditioning components on it as well. So that's what you see here. All the hoses are hooked up. All of the belts are all run on that too. So it's all complete. Again, everything's painted, valve covers, intake. It's a dual exhaust vehicle. It's got dual Flowmaster exhaust, and that's a complete Flowmaster exhaust. That's pipes, mufflers, everything, all Flowmaster. So that's pretty much it for the engine. Now behind that motor for transmission, you've got the 4-speed manual transmission. And then for your rear end, you've got the 8 3/4 Mopar rear. It's a 391 gear, and that is a POSI unit back there. So that is pretty much it for walking around our car, going to the interior, looking in the trunk and under the hood. So what we're going to do next is get this on the lift. This thing is just as nice on the underside, if not nicer. So we're going to let you see the underside of that, tell you about the steering, suspension, all of that, and then we'll fire up this engine. That way you get to hear what it sounds like. Alright, so we are standing here underneath our very nice 1971 Dodge Dart Swinger here. So we're going to go through like we always do here, show you everything we have, suspension, steering, braking components, floors and frame, all of that stuff. So starting at the very front, the main thing up here, your front K-member here, this thing is in excellent shape, nice and straight. It doesn't look like it's ever been dinged up on anything. Front control arms, these are going to be stock, just your factory stamped steel components. uppers and lowers. Now this is, with most Mopars, is a strut rod style front suspension, along with your torsion bars in here as well. Everything here is just like it was new almost. So your tie rods, those are in great shape. Your ball joints on all of your ends here are all very good. You can tell they've been greased and maintained. All of your rubber dust boots all remain intact on all of your ball joints up front. So that is a good sign on everything. As far as steering, it is power steering car. As far as brakes, power brakes. You've got disc brakes up front, drum brakes out in the rear of the car there as well. Now as far as the rest of your frame and floors, let's go over that next, because this is definitely a highlight under this car. Everything's been painted under here. You do not see any undercoating. So your frame rails, those are all painted. You can see how nice and straight and square everything is. When we get to our floors, again, paint, not undercoating, and everything is the correct stamped components here. Floors all the way back, no patching whatsoever, all solid. All of your bracing is intact also. All of your drain plugs, rubber drain plugs, those are all in the floors. As you follow me back, you're going to see all of your cables for your emergency brake. That's all up here and tied up with the proper connections as it should have been from the factory. Everything's hooked up all the way to the back. All of your fuel lines, all of your brake lines here are all in excellent shape and new, as you can see here. New clips holding everything in. You're not going to have any issues with this car. The back frame rail section, same thing, nice and square and straight. As far as rear suspension, multi-leaf rear suspension here. We've got just, you know, kind of traditional shocks on the back. As far as the rear end housing goes, this is your Mopar 8 3/4 inch rear end. It's got a 391 gear in it, and it is a POSI unit back here. Fuel tank, this thing is brand new too, so you can see there is no paint on it, just as it would have come from the whatever company they got it from. The sending unit, all your lines and hoses going into it, excellent condition too. Even back here, you've got the spare tire provision coming down from the trunk. It's in excellent shape. Back towards the front of the car here, our exhaust system. It's dual exhaust the whole way back here. It starts with your exhaust manifolds, works your way back. It's all Flowmaster, by the way. Got your kind of your X here, and then it comes back into a set of dual Flowmaster mufflers, and of course tailpipes up over top of the rear end, and then those exit out the rear end of the car as they should. Driveline, we've got a 340 cubic inch Mopar engine up here. We have that backed up by a 4-speed manual transmission, and of course I've already been over the rear end with you. The only other thing to go over that we have left is wheels and tires. Now this car, they've elected to leave the factory steel rally wheels on it, complete with rings and centers. They are 14-inch wheels and tires. They are the BFGoodrich Silvertown Redline Radials. So it's going to give it a nice classy look with that red line on it. And the sizes on these things, all 4 of them are going to be the same. They're 215/70 R14s. That is pretty much everything underneath this car. I mean, what can you say? I mean, you see it underneath here for yourself. This thing is immaculate underneath. So we're going to get it down off the lift now. We're going to open up that hood. We're going to fire that 340 motor up. That way you get to hear what it sounds like.